The microphone squealed like a wounded animal when she leaned in too close. "Thank you to my real partner," Elena said, voice honeyed and bright under the ballroom chandeliers. "The one who's been holding me up every single night this year." The room erupted. Colleagues clapping, champagne flutes clinking. My own pulse hammering so loud I barely heard the rest. I stood at the back, half hidden by a marble pillar. The award for Campaign of the Year still warm in my sweating palm. She hadn't looked at me once. I'd spent 6 months bleeding for that campaign. Midnight calls from the home office, Elena pacing in her silk robe, whispering strategy while I typed until my wrist screamed. I told myself the distance was temporary. Success would glue us back together. Instead, she was on stage, eyes shining for someone else. The CEO, Marcus, took the podium next. Silver fox, shark smile. He adjusted the mic with deliberate calm. "Before we move to dessert," he said, "a quick clarification. Elena's real partner isn't in marketing." A ripple of nervous laughter. "He's in this room. Stand up, David." My stomach dropped through the marble floor. David, our David, the junior copywriter who'd started the same week our dog died, rose from a table near the front. Tie askew, cheeks flushed with triumph and something darker. Elena's smile faltered for half a heartbeat, then locked back into place like a seatbelt. Marcus wasn't finished. David's been logging hours most of us only dream of. Hotel receipts, late-night room service for 2. Mileage reimbursements that don't match client visits. He let the silence stretch, cruel and surgical. "HR will handle the rest. Congratulations on the campaign, Elena. And on your collaboration." The room inhaled as one organism. Phones slipped under tables. No one dared film. Elena's face went the color of printer paper. David sat down so hard his chair screeched. I felt the betrayal arrive in stages, like poison spreading from a single pinprick. Stage 1, denial. She's joking. Some elaborate inside gag. Elena hated public scenes. She'd never risk our reputation for a prank. Stage 2, inventory. The nights she came home smelling of cedar and someone else's cologne. The way she'd started locking her phone face down. The hotel keycard I'd found in her coat pocket last month. Brushed off as a mix-up with a vendor. I'd wanted to believe her so badly I'd swallowed the lie whole. Stage 3, rage, white-hot and wordless. My award suddenly weighed 1,000 pounds. I wanted to hurl it at the stage, watch the crystal shatter across her Louboutins. Instead I stood frozen, every muscle vibrating. Elena finally met my eyes. Across 30 feet of carpet and lies, her gaze begged, "Wait. Let me explain." I turned and walked out. The lobby smelled of orchids and panic. I slammed through the revolving door into the November night. Rain slashed sideways, soaking my tux in seconds. I didn't feel it. I was back in our kitchen 3 years ago. Elena laughing so hard at my terrible pancakes that tears ran down her cheeks. Back on the couch where she'd whispered, "You're my safe place always," while our newborn daughter slept on my chest. Every memory now felt radioactive. My phone buzzed. Elena *, please come home. "It's not what you think." I stared until the screen went black, then typed the only truth I could reach. Me *, which part? The sex or the theft of my work? No answer. I drove aimlessly, wipers slapping like accusations. At a red light I opened her Instagram, private now, but I still had the password from when we shared everything. The last story. A mirror selfie in a hotel bathrobe. Timestamp 2:14 a.m. the night before our anniversary. Caption gone, but I remembered it. Up late perfecting the pitch with my favorite human. Heart emoji. David had liked it within seconds. The light turned green. I didn't move until horns blared. I ended up at the office. Empty, dark, the campaign board still pinned with post-its in Elena's looping handwriting. I tore them down one by one, paper slicing my thumb. Blood smeared across the tagline we'd fought over for weeks. "Trust is the ultimate luxury." I laughed until I gagged. Footsteps echoed in the hallway. The night cleaner? No, too deliberate. The door creaked open. Elena stood there in the same emerald gown. Mascara tracks like war paint. "I fired David," she said, voice raw. "Marcus is suspending me pending investigation. I'm ruined." "Good," I croaked. The word tasted like rust. She stepped closer, heels clicking on the hardwood. It started as ambition. He was eager, brilliant with headlines. You were drowning in spreadsheets. I told myself it was just work. Her laugh cracked. Then one night the line blurred and I liked how alive it made me feel. You'd stopped looking at me like I was brilliant. I flinched. Because part of me knew she wasn't wrong. I'd been buried in budgets while she sparkled. I'd let resentment fester into silence. But that wasn't permission. I was going to tell you after the awards, she whispered. End it clean. Give David the junior credit he earned. Take the promotion. Fix us with the raise. She reached for my bleeding hand. I jerked away. I swear the campaign was still ours. He just polished. Polished with his tongue down your throat in the W hotel? The words tasted like bile. Those weren't revisions, Elena. Those were alibis. Her knees buckled. She sank to the carpet among the shredded posts, gown pooling like spilled paint. I hate myself, she said into her hands. But I hate more that I'm not sure I'd undo it. The version of me on that stage, she felt invincible. You used to make me feel that way. The confession landed harder than any slap. Because I remembered the early days. Sneaking into the office supply closet to make out between client calls, her lipstick on my collar like a badge. When had we stopped stealing those moments? I crouched, not to comfort but to see her eyes. You want absolution? Earn it. Start with the truth. Every email, every night, every lie. My voice shook. Then maybe we figure out if anything's left. She nodded, tears dripping onto the carnage of our campaign. There's a folder on the shared drive. Password is our wedding date. Read it when you're ready. Burn it if you need to. I left her there on the floor. At home the house felt hollow. I opened the folder at 3:47 a.m. Hundreds of messages. Some professional, yes, brilliant actually. But most were midnight confessions, explicit photos, plans to phase me out of the final presentation so David could stand beside her on stage. The last email, sent an hour before the gala. David after tonight, we tell him together. He'll understand eventually. We're the future. Elena no. I handle my marriage. You handle your resume. I closed the laptop. Dawn bled gray through the blinds. Our daughter's stuffed giraffe stared at me from the couch, one eye missing. The night Elena had thrown it during a fight about daycare costs. I picked it up, pressed it to my face and finally cried. Not for the sex. For the slow, meticulous way she'd replaced me while I was busy keeping us afloat. The twist came at 7:02 a.m. via certified mail. A flash drive and a handwritten note in Marcus's blocky scrawl. Thought you deserved the unedited security footage. Knowledge is power. I plugged it in with shaking hands. Grainy lobby cam. Timestamped the night of the vendor mix-up. Elena and David, yes, but also Marcus, handing David an envelope thick with cash. A second clip. Marcus and Elena in his corner office, her hand on his knee, his mouth at her ear. The affair wasn't David. David was the smokescreen. Marcus had orchestrated the whole thing, stealing my campaign, framing the junior copywriter, ensuring Elena's loyalty with a corner office and a cornered husband. The final frame froze on Elena's face as Marcus whispered something that made her smile like a knife. She'd thanked her real partner on stage, all right? Just not the one the room assumed. I sat back, the giraffe still damp with my tears. Heartbreak, confusion, anger, they were all still there. But now a colder emotion coiled beneath. Clarity. I texted Elena. Meet me at the office. 9 a.m. Bring Marcus. 3 dots appeared, vanished, appeared again. Elena why? Me because the future just changed partners.